don't want them to gain another yard. You blitz all night! And if they cross the line of scrimmage, I'm gonna take every last one of you out. You make sure that they remember forever the night they played the Titans. What?
Well, good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody is having a good start to their day. To go figure, I'm off for a period of time, and I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning, right? Go figure. It is what it is. Maybe it's my anxiety over my football team. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, but what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing wonderfully. We are sitting here August 14th. So we got 31 days of August. So what's that? We're like 20. I think I had the date. I think I had the number wrong yesterday when I did my math. We got this 31. So you figure 20. You figure 17. Yeah. So I was a little off in my math. September 5th is the first game. Then you got the Eagles on the 6th, and then we play in Cleveland on the 8th. So we are right there. We play in Las Vegas on Sunday night. I'll be streaming the game. Tomorrow night, Eagles are, I guess, in New England. I think they're at New England. No, maybe they're home. Either way, they're playing the Patriots. Now, I can't do that without letting you know exactly what it is. So let's see. NFL at the Patriots. So I guess they'll have one home game. Real quick, what the heck is going on? I was out yesterday buying some stuff for the channel at Rally House. I got some good Eagle stuff for everybody. My Eagle subscribers. I got some Dallas stuff on the way, on order, people. But what's going on? My Phillies. My God. 5-0 to the Marlins. I'm supposed to be going to the game tomorrow night. What the frig? Not good, people. Not good. But we're going to talk about our Cowboys this video. Listen, our Cowboys... a lot of nothing going on. It's too quiet. You know, we're hearing the buzz about Matthew Judon. Seems like Philly 500 is making a video every other day about him going to the Birds. What's funny is Judon is a perfect type of person for the Dallas Cowboys because if you think about Matthew Judon playing for the Cowboys, he owns a restaurant right there, literally right there at the Star. He has a restaurant. I don't know if it's a Star, but it's in downtown Dallas. I thought it was at the Star. I really did. I think it's in Frisco, but Matthew Judon's making like $6.5 million. Obviously he wants a new deal, but I don't know that he He's saying he wants to go to the Cowboys, okay? They all say they want to go to the Cowboys, but it actually is a need for the Cowboys, a defensive end. Now, the Philly 500 and the Eagle fans think he's automatically going there because of what their GM does, and shout out to Howie Roseman. He does know how to go and get the free agents. That is one thing he does do well. So, I don't know that they're going to do that. It seems like Bryce Huff is doing better against other talent, not named Lane Johnson. So think about it. Bryce Huff, you know, he only played like 40% of his plays compared to Hassan Reddick, who played 75% of the plays for the Eagles. Bryce Huff only played 40% of the snaps in New York. So the type of defense that is, Bryce Huff is, he's going to have to perform to see more playing time, but he seems to be doing better against other competition not named Lane Johnson, which makes a lot of sense. So for the Eagles fans' sake, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe he's going to be okay. Either way, it's way too early to decide on Bryce Huff. But Matthew Judon to the Cowboys, would they do it? This is actually one I would say they would do it. And I say that because they're not going to extend him. They'll bring him in for a year. He'll be next to his restaurant. He'll put up big numbers. And then we'll get that the compensation pick when he signs his big deal somewhere else or with the Cowboys. But, I think we all realize that Dallas doesn't sign free agents. But they would do a trade, a lateral type move where they're not flipping either. Like I mentioned it on Mike Fisher, but he ignored my super chat. Thanks, Mike. That's a no-no, big guy. But that being said, player for player, possibly. I've mentioned some of the names. Let me turn the light on. There we go. I've mentioned some of the names, but I don't know. You tell me. Put it in the chat. What do you think it would take to get a Matthew Judon? Second round pick. Is that too high? Maybe a third. I don't think Dallas gives up a second, so it would have to be a 3 and a 6, 3 and a 7 with conditions. He is 30. He'll be 31, I believe, by the time at some point during the season. So he's got one contract left in him. It's not going to be a mega deal, but it'll be a decent contract. He plays around 275 pounds, and he plays that 3-4 hybrid, but that's fine for what Mike Zimmer's doing. So stay tuned on that. Do I think we'll get him? Probably not. But he is requesting a trade, and Dallas has come up. He has a lot of ties in Dallas. So, again, whoever gets him, I think it's a short-term thing, but really that's all we need. Sam Williams is out for the year. We'll worry about next year. It's a lifetime in the NFL. So, but wanted to get that news out of the way. I may do a lunchtime. I'm definitely going to do a lunchtime chat later. Don't know the time of that, so make sure you have your bell notifications on. We need to get the Mailheads crew up, people. We need to get it up. So pause. So hit that join button for me. Be a part of the Mailheads crew. In doing so, one of the major perks is you get to be part of the a channel member Zoom calls, which we have every Wednesday night. And in the off season, we have them on Sundays. But this week, Saturday night, we're doing a channel member Zoom Wednesday night, normal time, 8:00, and then we're going to have another channel member Zoom starting at 9:30 Eastern time, where I send you the Zoom link on the community tab that only channel members can access, and we're going to watch the game together against the Raiders on Saturday night. So we could chop it up. But I wanted to get into, I really haven't done much on the actual preseason, what's going on. I wanted to listen to a couple of interviews. We'll comment. We'll see what Micah has to say, and we'll go from there. Let's see exactly. All right, so what we got to do. I don't know why it does it all the time, but it always switches. There it is. Let's see what Micah has to say, people. Let's listen in.
Ability to be, I was like, I didn't realize he was 275 pounds. He looked like he's about my weight, and he looks good. But man, he's just so hungry every day, willing to learn, and he got that dog in him, man. He's like, man, no one's gonna block me. He got unteachable characteristics, and that's what you like to see in rookies. And I'm gonna be very excited over these next few years playing alongside him.
Marshawn Nealon.
Gold with Fox 4. First, Micah, how much better do you think you can get at what you do?
Oh, man, I always think you can get better, man. I think the moment that you stop getting better, you're failing at life. I think you always want to try to get better next year and the year after that. And just, I always find ways to get better. And anytime, Zim or Paul, they ask me questions or I mess up at something, I always try to get better at it. I always want to find creative ways to even get better than that at it, I don't think you can never stop getting better. I think that's the process. When you love the process and you love the game, I don't think you're going to set. If you could put up, one game I might drop 21 points, but you think, that's good enough, you might want to drop 25, and then you want to go and drop 30, then you want to drop 35 or 40. So it's always going to keep getting better. I don't think I'll ever be at a point where I don't want to get better, and I think at that point I'll walk away. When the process stops being fun, I'll walk away.
Trust the process.
Talked openly in the past about lobbying offensive coaches to get some snaps on that side of the ball. We saw you get a couple of handoffs last week. How did that come to be, and do you think you'll get more?
Yeah, I think I'll get to a certain point in my career, maybe when I'm 30, and I'm on my way out of here, and I'm going to say, I'm either playing offense or I'm retiring, Jerry.
Jerry
I'm
may
at the
not
end
be
of the road. I'll either live in my dream or I'm not anymore, So when I'm 30, I might finally get my carry. I might play tight end like Big Wit. You know what I'm saying? I could block too. I could do it all. So I think on my way out of here, I finally get my
stopping the
offensive
run and
dreams.
getting to the quarterback. Or getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Will you still be fast enough to carry the ball at 30?
At that point, it don't matter, man. I just need first down.
It's all fun and games there. It seems to be all fun and games. So let's let me go back to that. There we go. Seems like to be all fun and games. Let's see what else we got here. Do you want to listen to? Let's listen to a little Zim, and then we'll end it with Shoddy.
Mike, David Moore.
Let's see what we got here.
Dallas Morning News. We haven't really had a chance to talk to you much about just your philosophy on calling games, the field versus up top. And I know some of the players were talking this last game that they were like, God, he didn't even stay on like the call sheet. He just kind of did it in the moment. So can you just talk about how you'll be calling plays here and just your general approach?
Well, I've pretty much always been on the sideline anyway. And, when there's adjustments that need to be made or things like that, I like to be able to talk to the players as opposed to calling down and they're on a headset. I can show them exactly, what I'm talking about on the iPads or,
wow, Zim using iPads.
Whiteboard and do those things. I heard about not calling, not using the play sheet, but I didn't have many bullets on it anyway. So, but I'll have a play sheet. I had one there. I don't know where it got misconstrued, but I just didn't have many bullets in it.
Clarence Hill, former Star Telegram. Just talk about what you saw from the game. Certainly, your impressions of what Mozzie did and how Overshawn did and some of the other guys.
Yeah, Overshawn played really well.
We saw that.
He made one really, really good play, and they bounced the ball out to the perimeter, and he made the tackle early in the ball game. I still think he's adjusting to just getting the knowledge of everything, and that's why we're taking it slow with him. We're taking it slow with Damone. But he played really good. And Mozzie, initially he knocked the center back several times, made some tackles, came off of blocks. There was a lot of things that he did that was good.
Mike Tallarch with ESPN. With Jordan Lewis, you played against him a few times, and now to be around him, what have you learned about him?
Yeah, he's really good. He's smart. He's tough.
Told you.
He thinks he's a lot bigger than what he is. I always tease him. I said, I'm gonna get big guys in there. He said, no, coach, let me in there. Let me get in there with all the big guys.
Like that.
So, but he's got good quickness, really good understanding of the game. We put a lot on the plate of the nickel, and so he's handled it really well. So I've been really impressed with him.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. You made a trade and got another corner, and Booth, what did you like about him?
I just, we had a high grade on him coming out. It's an opportunity to take a look at another guy. Good speed, long, good length. So a lot of times it's just a different atmosphere, or different system, something like that. So hopefully he does well.
Talk about Kason in camp. How did he look in the game to you?
Yeah, I think he looked pretty good. I didn't think it was too big for him. He came out there and, we had a few different calls. So, but he's had a nice camp, and I thought he did good during the game.
John Machota with The Athletic. Some of the offensive players on the team have talked about how your disguises stand out to them in practice, the way you disguise the defense. How do you balance with your defense, disguising, but then also keeping it so that it's not possibly confusing, your own players?
They're not showing nothing in preseason,
the first
everybody.
Thing is, I never, like when we come out the first maybe week or 10 days in OTAs, I never let them disguise. I want to know that, okay, here's where you're supposed to be. This is where you're supposed to get to. And then once I start feeling comfortable about where I think that they're going to, they understand where they're going to be, then I'll start a little bit with some of the things. And, we're just trying to get the offense to have to make some post-snap decisions. Get protections turned the way we want, make the quarterback hold the ball just a little bit longer if we can, when the receivers are coming to block, they're not sure if they're blocking the safety or the corner, whatever that may be.
Saudis at The Athletic. Mike, you've been in the league a long time, and, just over time you've seen the game change a lot. I'm curious, with now a lot of teams playing nickel defenses and stuff, how have you seen the role of linebackers change and what you're asking them to do and what they need to be doing?
Well, yeah, when
Stop the run and
Parcells was here, he wanted big linebackers, but eventually he had to understand that these guys have to cover in space now because the game is so spread out. And, that's kind of, we want to try to keep 2 linebackers in the game at all times if we possibly can, sometimes 3. But the biggest difference is understanding zone concepts, man pass-offs, all the different things in coverage. And, honestly, the Mike linebacker has a lot to do because, he might be in a zone and he's passing one guy to another and he's got to know what's on the other side. Kendricks has done outstanding with that. He always has. And so it's nice to have that in there. But they got to cover. They got to cover guys out of the backfield. Sometimes you get mismatches. You got a receiver in the backfield and you're in a zone defense and, he's running some kind of option route on you or something like that. So, it still goes back to if you can't run, you can't play.
Babe Lawford, Cowboys Radio Network. I know in the grand scheme of things, the game didn't mean anything, but the third down and fourth down plays where the Rams had it at the end of the game, was there a part of you that was ready to dial up the blitz there and come after?
Yeah, definitely. I might have called it today when we did it, but I didn't have that. I didn't have the particular blitz I wanted to run in the game plan. So, I'm trying to let these guys just play.
Yes,
we were
you need to
call
evaluate
timeout
the player.
On the fourth down play, Mike.
You need to evaluate the player, okay? He has a scheme, but you want to know what your player's going to do before you pull the trigger on doing blitzes, who excels in certain things regarding scheme and everything. So that's what it's about. It's why, they always say that it's vanilla in the preseason because it's all about scheme. You do not show scheme in preseason. You do not. It's all about finding out what the player can do. So what will you be able to do come the regular season with the player? He was probably going nuts, like, really? But again, that's what happens in preseason. It's not about the wins and losses. It's about evaluation. There was people who probably helped themselves gaining a job, and I'm sure there's players that helped themselves getting cut in a couple of weeks.
We're going to take a look and see what the formation was. I saw the formation. I said, I think we're good. And, the quarterback got out of the pocket, and we covered him initially. He got out of the pocket, and you can't let him do that down there.
Mike, with Leafau, Where can he help you the most his first year? What have you seen from out here to know he can help you out?
I think he can play linebacker for us. We've got a good set of linebackers. I really feel that, with those 4 or 5 guys. And then, Nick Vigil has played for me before, so he's coming in and he was always a good player, understands the system. But these guys might be a little bit more role-based so that, they're not doing 2 jobs all the time. One's playing base, one's playing the 42, one's playing the nickel. So, we might be a little bit, instead of having 2 guys out there all the time, they may be Kendricks in one, Kendricks in another, maybe Kendricks in another. So we'll just see how it goes. But Kendricks will probably be out there.
Embarrassed a little bit, I guess, dude. Like.
Yeah.
Is he a guy that you like his ability in coverage? You like his ability? Can he get up at?
Well, I think he's a thumper, but he understands coverage pretty well. I think there's some pressure things that we can do with him as well. So, but he played good the other day, but he's played better in practice. So, it's just first. Some of these guys, the first time out, they revert back just a little bit, but he'll play good this week.
I like what I'm hearing from Zim, baby.
10 days or so here to kind of work through your rotation in the lines since Sam Williams went down. Are you a little closer to having a feel for how that's going to unfold, or is it still pretty much to be determined what you're going to do?
I think it's still to be determined. We still got a lot of work to do. We're looking at a lot of different guys and moving guys in different spots, trying to figure out where the best, the best group would be. So it's not settled by any stretch.
Did you move some guys to some spots you necessarily didn't envision coming into camp because of his loss?
Well, we're trying to play Golston a little bit more at the end. Fahoko, we had him inside, but that's probably not the spot for him, so we're going to move him back outside and take a good look for him out there. Mozzie's done a good job in there. We got to find some more noses, obviously, see how these young guys do. So we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
Nick Harris, DallasCowboys.com.
Give it one more and I won't get out of here.
For Dallas Cowboys.
Who was it? One more time?
Marquise Bell.
Yeah, okay.
He's a guy that's worn a lot of hats for this defense in the couple of years he's been here. Great performance on Sunday. What's kind of your evaluation of how he can help your defense?
Yeah, I thought he's done really well. He's picked up the system good. He understands the coverages and the checks and pressures and things like that. He does a good job with his disguises. And in the game, because I haven't seen any of these guys tackle really live or anything, but, we were watching the film. I said, this guy's pretty good around the line of scrimmage. So, I think part of that had to do for him playing linebacker last year.
And to follow up on Golston, what part of his game do you feel like is better for that outside spot for him? Well,
I just think the strength on tight ends is the size and strength, and these tight ends trying to cut us off. And, if he does get hang protection, he's got that. And then, we're going to look at him inside in some pass rush situations.
Yeah, Mike Zimmer is definitely holding back, obviously. That's what they do. They hold back in the preseason. I'm not going to make this video that long. We won't do Schottenheimer now. Maybe I'll do a video later. But circling back to how I started this video off was Matthew Judon. I'm not trying to get your hopes up. It makes too much sense. He wants to play for the Cowboys. He's got a house here. He's got a restaurant here. It makes a lot of sense. We lost Sam Williams. He's only making $6.5 million. That's a lot for Dallas, even for them. But, I don't know if Mike Zimmer wants the player, so I don't know. I would imagine he would. Why wouldn't you? Help out your lack of your running game. I mean, Rico looked okay. He did. Rico looked okay. He 4.7. He's going to be the starter. He'll get the majority of the carries. Zeke will get the tough yardage, and Zeke will get the goal line runs. Hunter Lepke, he didn't suit up. He's entrenched as the fullback, even though he plays more in the one-back set. He's not normally a fullback, but I think when they keep Hunter Lepke, he'll be the fullback. You even saw Micah Parsons. That's what Micah was talking about. You saw Micah Parsons in with the I mean, at running back, which I think was asinine. Come on now. Really? You're going to get Micah Parsons hurt? Come on, Micah. But I think you're going to see, a goal line snap to Micah. You just wait and see. Bookmark this. Micah will get a touchdown at some point this year, and it'll be funny. Just hope you don't get hurt. But Matthew Judon to the Cowboys. Let me know what you think about that. Good, bad? You think what are the odds? Here we go. What are the odds? Give me a thumbs up. You think it's going to happen? A thumbs down? You think it won't happen? I think I'm going to get mostly thumbs down. But that's who he wants to play with. He wants to play with the Cowboys. So we shall see, everybody. All right, that's my video. I'll do a lunchtime chat probably, I don't know, maybe 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, like yesterday. All right, I'll talk to everybody later.